timelines and multiverses.
Yeah.
We're going to be so noisy.
Wars.
Yes, the Star Wars multiverse.
Absolutely.
Just give it 10 years. Disney will run out of ideas. This is going to be a particularly noisy episode because every 3 minutes you're just going to hear.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Slim Jim. I haven't had a Slim Jim in like...
Oh, it's been a while. I saw them. I was in line at Sheetz. Saw them. Immediately jumped out of line to get them because I just saw it and craved it.
You know why? Do you know why nobody gets Slim Jims anymore?
Why?
Hello.
Good job. Good job.
Edit. I didn't tell you. It's fine. What? We had started. We literally were 30 seconds in.
I heard you guys, and it sounded like you guys were actually.
We were 30
recording.
seconds.
So I'm gonna sneak up.
Yeah, no, you're good. Oh, of course. We don't talk. I have no idea what's happening. We were. Do you know the reason Slim Jims became not the thing you eat all the time anymore?
Why?
The dude. We don't see the dude anymore. The Slim Jim guy.
Oh.
With the hair.
Oh. You're talking about? Are you talking about Macho Man Randy Savage?
No, talk about the Slim Jim guy.
Okay.
You know the Slim Jim guy that literally he was like a guy, but his hair was a Slim Jim.
I don't, but I know that Macho Man Randy Savage used to do Slim Jim commercials.
I mean, that
He
would
used
also
to say, "Snap into a Slim Jim, brother."
Okay, I'm just gonna look up Slim Jim guy. His name is probably Jim.
Yeah.
I would really hope his name is Slim Jim, because if not, that'd be just a waste. Whoa, that's not him.
Yeah. Okay, well that's Slim Jim Man, isn't it?
Yeah, the Slim Jim Man.
Okay,
that's sort of it. Like, this is really disturbing.
that doesn't make
Some
me.
of these are really disturbing. Like, if you look at
I was gonna say that doesn't want
look
to.
at that. That's terrifying.
Personally, I don't know about you. It doesn't want to. That doesn't entice me to eat a long stick of meat.
No, but
Not
seeing
many things
him
do.
just has a rush of nostalgia that would bring back the masses to.
It's a rush of something, but I don't know.
It's
if
a
it's
rush of
nostalgia.
something.
I wouldn't call it nostalgia.
Fear-filled nostalgia.
Yes.
It's very intimidating to see a man with hair as long as he is.
Yes.
It is. That's terrifying. Also, the hair is made of meat, and that's more terrifying.
Oh, is that actually?
That is actual Slim Jim.
It's actually made
It is
of.
actually just a Slim Jim.
So it's not one solid gem. It's just a bunch of little jimmies.
It's like a bunch of little Jimmies. But like, if you think about a Slim Jim,
Okay.
is it not just created of tendrils of other Slim Jims? It's like smaller Slim Jims and then one Slim Jim that is wrapped around.
It's basically kind of like how they make certain decking materials now. It's all made of wood,
Right.
but it's not wood.
Right.
This is all made of meat,
But it's not meat.
It's really not. It's ground up meat encased in a sleeve similar to the stuff that it comes in. That
What's
tastes
crazy?
like meat.
What's crazy is I forgot how good these are.
Oh yeah, they're really
Like,
good.
these are awesome.
I stopped at Sheetz and got gas and got a bunch of stuff. That's why if you see random material, well, this is actually it.
I was gonna say we've got all 3 items
Yeah.
each here.
Wow.
Like, I forgot how good a Slim Jim was.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So our original purpose here was to talk about Marvel,
Oh yeah, that's right.
but right now I'm just marveling at this food.
Oh, God.
I'm intelligent and funny.
That's yeah.
You sure? Oh. Did you do that as a kid all the time whenever you had Slim Jims? Like,
I did that about 5. No, sorry. We've only been recording for like 4 minutes. My perception of time is so off today.
we've covered this, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, no, it's... I never have had a desire to smoke in my life, but Slim Jims.
Basically, it looks like a cigar.
That's a tiny little cigar, but yes.
Get it.
You know what we call tiny cigars?
What?
Cigarettes.
Nice. Tell you what. Get a social experiment this week. Get a Slim Jim, stick it in your mouth, walk around in public, and then
That might be hard if you're trying to, like, walk around people. because
true.
at that point you would have a mask probably. But you just see
Actually, the
this
outdoor mask
with
mandate
like
was lifted.
You see a mask. Oh, yeah, there you go. But you see this mask. It has like a poke. It's not a hole for it. It's literally just the mask with like a tint pole just sticking out on the side.
Yeah, like a Cruella de Vil, like one of those cigarettes.
Yeah. Or you just have it at such an extreme angle. It's just poking out the side of the mask, like the rashes are here. That's the play. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time. I have a mustache now.
I feel like we both age about a solid 6 years in between each episode that we do.
We're gonna be in our 40s by the time we get to 2021's end. Like,
yeah, for sure. You know what else is going to be happening by the end of 2021?
What's that?
Christmas.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is a real bad start. I mean,
And you know what we're getting for Christmas?
what?
Presents.
Yeah, so, you know, it's funny. I got some of those last year too.
Whoa!
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh man.
Marvel, guys. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Marvel. We're talking about Marvel. That's the...
We are, yes. Bunch of stuff was announced by Marvel recently, or not recently. You know what's funny? COVID actually worked to Marvel's advantage. Marvel saw it coming. They're behind everything. They're behind it all. Yeah,
Disney, man, I knew it.
but like, it's weird. Like, COVID was almost kind of like the little Marvel break that everybody needed. Because I'm not going to say that I was. Sorry, I'm not going to say that I was burnt out after Endgame, but I was kind of marveled out. I was a little. I was like, okay, that's good because, again, it was stuff that was built up over the course of 23 films, which was over the course of 11 years. Yeah, so we got so used to it, and it felt like a perfect conclusion.
Is it really 11 years from Iron Man to Endgame?
2008 to 2019.
The fact that
give or take a couple months, because I think Iron Man came out in June.
Yeah.
Iron Man was a summer blockbuster, and Endgame came out April 26th. So
but
it's now
if
been
you,
2
if
years
you
since
think
Endgame.
about the fact that in 11 years we had 23, that is 2 films a year with some left over.
That's nonstop work.
Like that.
That's not literally
That's ridiculous.
From Iron Man. Once Iron Man worked, from that moment, and they saw that it was successful.
Here, give me a second. We're gonna be really crinkly here. Crinkle. This is our loud ASMR stuff.
ASMR, yeah. I'm gonna take a bite while you're doing that.
Nice and. There we go. Okay, what were you saying?
That's horrendous.
I destroyed our audio.
Wow. But yeah, so like once Iron Man came out, made like $1 billion and some change, I think. Once they saw that could succeed, literally, 2 films a year is, which was pretty much the average.
Yeah, and that's
nonstop. It's intense. It's also nonstop work. So literally from Iron Man to Endgame, they were constantly like that was it. Like that's all they did. And so it's also all the fans were invested in. So like in that time when a new Marvel movie would come out, I was hyped. I was excited. And then when Endgame, ended, I was like, it was such a fitting conclusion that I really wasn't asking for anything else.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? Like, and movies in general, I was burnt out from film in general. But it was such a fitting conclusion. I didn't ask for anything else. I wasn't like, okay, what's phase 4 going to be like? And I think a lot of people are like that because I be honest, we were talking about this before we started recording. We both haven't really kept up with the new shows. at all.
I've watched WandaVision all the way through, and I did enjoy it.
One of us has kept up with the shows.
But Falcon and Winter Soldier, I haven't touched.
One of us has halfway kept up with all the shows.
Yeah, and the issue with me, and this is my Marvel thing in general, is that most things don't interest me that Marvel does. I don't watch things as much as I used to. So, boom.
Yeah.
And so it has to grab my attention. Nice bite.
We welcome.
And to do so, you have to have something like WandaVision with a nice catch with like the whole TV thing. Or it has to have somebody I actually like Loki. I'm very interested in coming in June on my birthday.
Are you Loki excited?
Oh, I'm Loki. I'm high-key excited.
That's good.
High-key. But it's one of those things where they have to find a way to maintain interest without keeping up that rampant pace that was kind of... I think people were starting to get tired, even though the numbers didn't show it. I feel like the conversation did.
Yes.
People were starting to talk about, Captain Marvel did fantastic on the box office, but every time I talk about it with somebody, we're kind of like, that movie existed. Kind of.
Well, it came out at a weird time where really what they needed to do was, because people forget, freaking Infinity War came out, and then literally a month or two later, Captain Marvel came out.
Or was
it came out at such a weird time, but they had to do that because they had to fit in a character and the cinematic
or was it that it came out like 2 months before Endgame?
It was either 2 months before or 2 months after. I thought it was after.
It was one of the two, but either way.
Yeah, it's regardless, like, it came out at such a weird time, way too close to a movie that there was so much steam built up towards. So it was like all the focus was on Infinity War, right? In the months leading up, Captain Marvel came out. Everybody was like, yeah.
The other thing was that, in my opinion, the movie itself was very mid. Like, nothing about it
extremely mid.
Nothing about it kind of jumped out to you, in my opinion.
No, Brie Larson is always good in everything she's in.
Right, she's good.
She's an Academy Award winner.
You had a good cast. You had Samuel L. You got Coulson, his little bit again. All the good stuff, but nothing really happened. But I think the idea of like the way the dialogue kind of went around things that weren't those big films, it was a realization that the scope of... They needed to manage scope expectations, and they needed to manage budget expectations.
Yes.
And they needed to find a new way to keep people hooked without... while in a more flexible environment.
Yeah.
And Disney Plus was born.
That's true. It is a result of that very thing.
And if you think about it...
It's also a result of Netflix going, no, Disney, we won't be bought out by you.
Yes.
Disney hardcore just flexed and made their own streaming service because of that.
And it was the right move. And the thing is...
Very much so.
Wouldn't
have The Mandalorian.
If you think about the shows we're getting with Marvel, the pacing is on course with movies. We've had WandaVision, and now we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier's out right now. Shang-Chi is coming soon.
To own on DVD.
Coming soon to... I already forgot the words. I'm so sad.
To own on DVD and video, I believe.
Home video or DVD. Coming soon to home video. I don't know, something like that. It was good. Classic. But we Shang-Chi, then we have Loki. We have... isn't Eternals a show?
Eternals is a movie.
Oh, it is a movie. Eternals is a movie. Okay, my brain.
So the movies, Shang-Chi and Eternals, we're going to see those this year. Shang-Chi in September, I believe. And then Eternals in literally 2 months later in November.
Yeah, so we've got like movies still coming out. But then they're going even further, having the shows that make even more content than a movie, but it feels less because it's in that like serialized environment, episode by episode, all that kind of thing.
I'm still not used to that. And one of the reasons Mandalorian worked so much, I will always go back to the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian being the most brilliant thing that Disney has done with Star Wars. The most brilliant thing that's happened to Star Wars probably since Emperor Strikes Back. Like,
That's a bold statement.
Empire Strikes Back.
That's a bold statement.
It's a very bold statement. Revenge of the Sith almost got there, I believe. But honestly, like, the thing it does so well is that it was connected, but it was disassociated with what Star Wars was. Marvel shows do none of that. It's Marvel. There's new characters, but it focuses so much on the characters we already know, which draws us in. But at the same time, it doesn't create that kind of.
But I think that
nothing feels new, and that's bold statement. I know, like, stuff is new, but like it just doesn't feel like new. So I don't get that feeling when a new show's coming out. You know, when Falcon and Winter Soldier, when WandaVision came out, I was like, oh, that's cool that they're doing that. But again, it wasn't like the feeling where we were waiting for the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to come out in the mid 2010s because it was building up to something greater. You know, we got done with Age of Ultron and we were like, okay, what the heck is next? And then everything kept on coming, and so it just doesn't feel like that anymore.
I think you hit it on nail on the head when you said nothing feels new.
Yeah.
They've done a great job of diversifying, saying we're introducing a new wave of people. We're expanding upon our current, surviving casts, all that good stuff. But everything still feels like it's just more Marvel. And I think that there's little moments that they're trying to make new things or whatever, but it's still the Marvel vibe, and that works for them. That's how they make so much money. But it also means that my interest on a base level has to be, I can't just be like, oh yes, that is coming out, so I want to see it. I have to actually be drawn into seeing it, and it's hard to do that nowadays. I was never the biggest Marvel person, but I've enjoyed Marvel for a while.
Yeah. And
its moments and all that. But the baseline now, I'm so numb to baseline Marvel that it's just, if it's just baseline Marvel, I'm numb to it. It's just there.
And that was the thing, like, it hit so much and did so many things right over the course. It wasn't perfect by any means. Neither was Star Wars. Okay. But Lord of the Rings was. So I'll say it. Absolutely.
But even Lord of the Rings had the Hobbit.
It did have the Hobbit.
I'm making a lot of people mad by that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a truth. That's true. It's absolutely a truth. But it's like it did so much right from 2008 to 2019, Iron Man to Endgame. It did so much correctly that it kind of, again, like by that time we were so used to it. And it was such a fitting end, a conclusion to all these storylines, while you're leaving some like, oh yeah, stuff's going to happen in the future. But, Iron Man's death, Steve literally retires and becomes an old man in 5 seconds.
As you do.
As one does, yes. But it's just like everything was like this. Everything was signed, sealed, and delivered. And it's almost like they've just kind of opened it back up.
They have
and wrapped it in new paper when it's the same thing. So it's, it's like if you got a Christmas present and you were so excited, you enjoyed it for that year. Your parents then took it from you December 24th, wrapped it back up in new paper, and then gave you the same thing on Christmas morning the next year. That's kind of how it feels. And again, look, it's working for them. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel new. And that was the thing that, again, I go back to The Mandalorian. It set it apart. It felt so new. But it felt so new, but at the same time, it was familiar. Mm-hmm. But new characters, new faces. Like, I don't think there was one character other than maybe Ahsoka.
There's a couple of Clone Wars characters.
A couple.
That was where, with Bo-Katan and all those are all kind of like from that side of things. But even the utilization of them and various things that were from OG Star Wars canon.
We'd never seen these people live action before.
Right, never seen them live action. Yeah. And it was all taking things and putting them in new environments.
Yes.
And even when it used old things, it was breathing such a fresh life into them. The main thing that I see. Oh gosh, I had a brilliant thought and it's leaving my head. No.
Go back in.
Go in. No.
Take a bite of crispy. Take a bite of crispy.
That might help.
A bite of crispy and a swig of dew.
Brain juices.
Mm-hmm.
What a combo.
Right? Well, this is good with anything.
That's what we call healthy living, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, exactly.
The issue that Marvel is running into is that they're trying to find ways to mix it up, and I think what we're going to see as their solution is being teased in two things right now. One, Multiverse of Madness as a name, and two, that being backed up by Alfred Molina being cast as Doc Ock again.
In the Spider-Man No Way Home. And that's where, too, like... again, we have no idea what's going to happen with this. No idea where it's going. Again, when we saw Iron Man in 2008, right? Sure, it was new and it was cool. No one thought Endgame was going to happen. It's not like that was. It's not. We saw it and we knew.
Iron Man was a standalone film with a teaser.
It's got to these next few years of Marvel are going to have to really build on us again. We are going to have to get used to it again. Because literally in the next 2-3 years, they're releasing close to 10 films.
Yeah.
Which is more than what they did last time.
It's ludicrous.
It is. It's crazy. It is a multiverse of madness in essence. And so we're going to have to get used to that level of production again. Because again, we were so used to it. We were like, okay, that was the 15th one. What's the 16th movie going to be? And so we were...
Honey, it's time for your Marvel movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Warmed and reheated.
Right, exactly.
Just like a lean cuisine meal. But yes, at the same time, I'm not comparing Marvel movies to lean cuisine. Please don't take that seriously. Okay. He is. Yes. But no, it's like we're going to have to get used to that much Marvel again. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time for us to warm up to it. And I believe we will. I'm down to go see the movies because I know ultimately it's all going to come to a tipping point like Endgame or Infinity War. Now, to what degree, I don't know. But there was still a good amount of build-up before we even got to the first Avengers movie in 2012. Mm-hmm. There was four movies.
Iron Man 2, Thor.
And Captain America.
I believe that was it. I think that was just the 4.
It was 4 movies. So...
Yep, because Hawkeye and Black Widow Black Widow got introduced in Iron Man 2. Hawkeye was introduced in the Avengers itself.
Yeah.
Everybody else was...
Hulk
technically existed before Iron Man, but that was the wonkiest bit of rewriting timeline history thing.
Yes. Technically... Edward Norton is technically a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe we know, and that's the weirdest thing ever.
In a technical sense.
And it's weird, and that's why we don't talk about it.
Which is weird. It's not weird because he's a part of it. It's weird because he plays the same character Mark Ruffalo plays. And I don't put those two any sort of...
I don't include the Hulk from 2008.
It really... doesn't count.
Yes, he references it by saying, "I broke Harlem."
Right.
That's it. That's the reference.
I think they had a 1.5 second clip in the Avengers when they're looking at the character bios.
It's a clip
of
him fighting on the field at the college.
Yeah.
Right before he punts Tim Roth into a tree.
Good old Tim Roth.
Yeah. People forget Tim Roth
people need to put more respect on Tim Roth.
Tim Roth was like, I'm fast now, let me at him, and he gets thrown into a tree. Love that. Anyway, that's why we don't talk about that movie specifically. But yeah, no, it's definitely going to take time for us to get used to that level, that much Marvel again. And again...
But what's crazy... is it doesn't even end there. Because we have all of this Marvel coming, but Disney is way bigger than Marvel. We have all of this Marvel coming in the next 2 years.
All of the Star
in addition to all of the Star Wars coming. Star Wars is not as much as Marvel.
No.
But we know that they have in development We still have Kenobi on the way.
We
now know. I know.
I'm so
ready.
That's just.
We know Kenobi's on the way.
Kenobi's on the way.
We know Book of Boba Fett's on the way,
which I'm also so ready for. Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, so I know those are like the big two shows, but have they said anything about doing a Mando season 3 as well?
There will be a Mando season 3.
Right, like
there will be eventually. It'll come out after Book of Boba Fett, so we're gonna have a Mando break, which is good.
Yes, I think it's deserved.
Mando break, Book of Boba Fett. Okay, is gonna come after this, and then there's supposed to be a Mando season 3 after Book of Boba Fett. So.
In my next question,
there's supposed to be like there's a rogue squadron, there's an acolyte acolyte or something like that. There's a Cassian Andor and K2SO spinoff about which I'm actually excited about. Like it's probably gonna be like some Star Wars espionage crud, which is really really cool.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that they're doing. Again, it's not as much, but I think I'm a little more excited. Ahsoka, there's an Ahsoka show. Like I'm a little more excited about that stuff than I am Marvel, and it really because of the Mandalorian and what it kind of.
I think Star Wars has the potential. I don't want to say Marvel doesn't have the potential to grow so much more, but one, it's on a movie standpoint, they've now been more established for longer in a way.
Yes.
As Disney's franchise, and they've got way more already established as a Disney thing.
Marvel or Star Wars?
Marvel.
Yes.
But then Star Wars is in this place where they've kind of had Marvel or Star Wars is in a really weird place because a lot of people felt like 9 was it ended and like that was that. There was not like the big like it's done. It was very but moving on from 9 Disney gets to do what Disney does now.
Yeah.
Which is make it a franchise, make it whatever. But what's interesting is that I'm wondering how long they take a break from movies. For my prediction is that we're going to get Star Wars movies in 2024.
You think so?
Because Phase 4 of Marvel is all coming, or 2023 to 2024. Because Phase 4 of Marvel is all within 2021, 2022, into 2023ry kind of ending.
Yes. I'm on our laptop is recording our audio.
Yeah, do some is there any like thing that's actively saying it's coming as a movie? Because what I think I will see is that Disney is going to take this opportunity to stagger their productions on movies. They're going to have a Marvel time period, and then they're going to give you a little break from Marvel and slide Star Wars in to keep making their money. Star Wars will have its time period like 2023 to 2025, just as Marvel comes right back in to 2025, and they're just going to play back and forth with the two so that you always have something and you're not getting burned out on one franchise.
Essentially, that's exactly what they're going to do. So Bad Batch is out right now.
Yes. The first episode.
Yes, the first episode. Book of Boba Fett comes out December this year. Another Christmas present. Star Wars Visions.
I actually hadn't seen much about Visions.
I haven't seen much about that, but that's supposed to come
out. Oh, wait.
2021?
I mean, I'm a weeb. I'll take anime. It says something about anime in it.
Okay, it's animated, yeah.
But it's an anime. Yes. It's a Japanese animation.
Andor is
like I said, Disney... I'm a weeb.
Andor about Cassian Andor, K2SO, that kind of like Star Wars espionage kind of thing. That's going to be a Disney Plus series, 2022. Kenobi in 2022.
All the way in 2022.
Mandalorian Season 3, which is slated but undated.
Just like me.
That's amazing.
Boom, roasted.
Bro, good call. 2023, December 22nd.
End of 2023 is when Rogue Squadron slated. I didn't remember that.
Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman director.
I understand Disney's money-making thoughts.
But Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, that's gonna. I'm excited for her.
I'm curious because
Ahsoka is going to be. Looks like that's going to be.
I never did watch 84, but we haven't seen. I haven't seen. I should say, not we. Jenkins on a on something like a Rogue Squadron thing, which will be very aerial, very dogfight, all that kind of like you've got to be good at that kind of thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at all of these right now. Like, there's a Lando show, there's Star Wars Acolyte. A lot of these, everything past Rogue Squadron does not have a set date yet.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron, though, is when we're going to start to see Star Wars movies again. But the series are really...
But there's a lot of TV shows that they're going to use to keep Disney Plus nice and populated.
Yes. So, there's enough. There's definitely going to be enough. But again, I think it's hard to tell where Disney's focus is right now. Definitely on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like you think it's on Disney Plus, and then all of a sudden we're going to have 6 to 8 Marvel movies coming out in the next 3 years. Between now and 2023, we will see 2 Marvel. We're 5 months into 2021. We will see 2 Marvel movies at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and then the Eternals, which we still have not seen anything about the Eternals. I am guessing we are going to start seeing stuff in the summer.
They gotta see it at some point. They're just not gonna.
We saw a shot of Camille Nanjiani, whatever his name. Yeah, we saw a shot of him in the desert going, and then some people holding hands on a beach, and then some chick with a sword. Yes. I think it was Michelle Pfeiffer. That white gold.
But the thing, I want to see more. Like, I want to see Marvel start using some new strategies. I want them to be like, we're coming out with Eternals. We are literally going to show you one ad and nothing else until it... I just want them to start pulling some new stuff out of thin air. Like, give us nothing going into one of the movies. Give us whatever. Like, I want Marvel to... If they're going to be the unstoppable behemoth that they are, I want them to spice it up. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Like, make me want to know what's going on.
Look, Shang-Chi's already got me feeling that way. Look, I could, and that's the way I feel. Like I'm ready for another new movie, but new again. The TV shows haven't done it. The TV shows aren't new. It doesn't feel new. Shang-Chi doesn't look like anything. That looks it.
It's a weird thing where it does look like they did a good job of the filmmaker. Seems like the ad makes it at least look like it is based a little bit more on kind of Chinese action, that kind of thing. But, and this is a personal thing, I'm not going to pretend it's universal. Marvel has like a filter. It's not really a filter, but what is almost perceived as a filter to me over their trailers and stuff, that the special effects of Marvel are very recognizable, but to me, not in a good way. I see something and I'm gonna go, oh, that's a Marvel effect.
Well, yeah,
like,
well, in the scene where Shang-Chi's, I'm assuming that's his name, he is fighting. The guy, main lead, is fighting on a train. It looks like the same scene where Brie Larson's beating up an old lady, old lady Skrull on the train. Like, I know do what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. I do.
We have plenty of do.
Yes, probably too much of it. But I do know what you're saying, in that you can kind of tell. That
the thing I'm also talking about,
if you saw it and it didn't have the name Marvel on it, you could still say that's Marvel.
The thing I'm talking about as well is that literally the special effects of like whatever the rings are on him, the way it looks, the way that like
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it looks very. And Doctor Strange has a little bit more fire to it, but kind of Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, like there's this certain sheen and way that the particles and lighting are on their glowy things that's pretty universal, which I guess makes it consistent, but also makes it feel makes things blend in for me a little bit. Even cool looking special effects will still kind of have the same blending effect because of it.
Yeah, and that's due to obviously the same people are working on the same stuff. But the one thing that excites me about Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings and going forward, I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea what Eternals is about. Everything else, I have a little bit of an idea what it's about. But those 2 movies, I have no idea what it's about. And it's probably seeing the trailer for Shang-Chi, again, like, yeah, it looks like Marvel, it looks like stuff, but I've never been so excited to be so oblivious before. I have no idea what the heck.
I think keeping people oblivious.
Who's Shang-Chi? What is the Ten Rings? Why is it a legend? Like, I don't know, and I don't care right now. I just want to see the movie and learn.
I think I think it's a strange combination of needing to keep people in the dark while also showing that you have something new to bring to the table. And if they can do that, I think they'll be just fine. I mean, they can just be... It's Marvel. They can be fine if they release the thing to cow dung. But... It's true.
Okay.
But they get a pile of manure, put it in a DVD case, and people will buy it because it's Marvel. But...
Reality is often disappointing.
But... The thing is, if they want to maintain the ability to grow like they want to... They need to engage while keeping us spicy on our toes,
Yes.
So the engaged I'm not concerned about. It's keeping us on our toes I'm concerned about. So we'll see how it goes in the future.
We will see how it goes. I'm excited to, again, I like not... One thing about the first Marvel Cinematic Universe that we were introduced to, there was so much lead up that you kind of were... You were like, okay, so there's going to... I don't know what exactly is going to happen next, but it's going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This, I want to go into this completely oblivious to what it's about. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't care to know. I'm just hoping that when I do see this stuff at the end of this year, I'm surprised and I'm taken aback and I'm ready for more. And it gets me hungry for Marvel again. Because, that was the one thing Marvel did so much of, again, is you knew kind of what was coming next. But it was fun. It was fun to know, it was fun to sit there and go, oh, that's going to be, oh, yeah, that's going to, at the end, I still think one of the best endings to a movie ever, at least from the point of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, still think is the best Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Infinity War.
Okay.
Where
it is such a good moment where it's
it ends on and the cool thing is, it ends with Thanos watching a sunset, and the movie ends on a major chord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's one of my favorite things. That it is a movie where they play Thanos as a protagonist in the sense of how it follows his story, his arc. His arc ends successfully, and it ends with him as the victor on a calm, happy note
on a farm in Vietnam. It looks like,
but
he's because it ends,
and you're
like that, and it ends, and he's smiling, and you're like, "Oh, he did it!" Wait, no, he killed everybody. It's no, wait, why am I happy?
That was That was definitely, I would say that's my favorite ending to a Marvel movie, and I think it will be ever.
Yeah. But again, it's stuff that I do think that whatever we get next it's not going to be able to touch that. I'm just saying that now. We don't know who
I have to agree. I don't know how you touch that. That is an achievement. Again, I like the dog on Marvel, but Infinity War and Endgame combined with the past decade of movies, plus,
we'll never see it again.
That is an achievement in movie history that I don't know can ever be truly recreated.
It would be as if somebody said, it's a good idea to completely remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy in itself, probably the most successful, statistically the most awarded, nominated, successful movie series of all time. With the last movie sweeping the Oscars, 13 nominations, 13 wins. Yes, back in 2003. Yeah. But it's if somebody tried to remake that, it wouldn't work. And
you can make it your own thing, but it will not be...
It will not hit the same notes. It will not hit the same notes. It will not feel the same way. They're the Battle of Helm's Deep just hits different. You can't remake that. You can. It's not going to hit the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Return of the King. The climax to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't there's some stuff that you do it so right the first time, you cannot replicate it no matter how hard you try. Which is the cool thing about movies.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 Angry Men in a modern day sense would be trash. Okay.
I love the original 12 Angry Men.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It did it so right the first time. If it was a remake ever, there has been actually.
I was going to say there's one remake that I heard is pretty good, but that was still kind of a unique thing.
Yeah, but it's there's some stuff, as I was saying, some stuff you do it so right the first time that you really don't need to try to replicate it again because it's not going to hit the same way. And I hope Marvel realizes that about again all their films from Iron Man in 2008 to Endgame in 2019. We're never going to see that again, which is cool in the fact that we grew up.
We got to see it
in that. We were in
yeah.
the middle of it, which
Yeah.
was, again, like, that's what was so exciting about it, was like, I'm at the age where this stuff is made for me. And so, again, it's not like, obviously our lives are a little bit different than they were.
But the weird thing as well to think
they were
about,
now.
that Disney will think about moving forward, is they're going to have to create these films to where they now have a generation that was, the films are made for that generation and all that. They will now have to continue to keep that generation while maintaining adding new generations in the mix.
It's so
Which
crazy.
is something I will give Disney credit for. They're very good at keeping their audience.
My fiance's little brother is a year older than Iron Man.
Is he really?
Yes. He was born in 07.
That's so weird.
He was born in 2007. Iron Man came out in 2008, guys. That's like... But Marvel... He's seen the same stuff.
Yeah.
He's seen the same stuff. He loves it just as much.
Yeah.
He actually probably loves
more.
it more than me, but like... Which is not a problem. Ethan, you're the man. Love you.
I believe him.
Yeah, future brother-in-law. Right there, brother. But yeah, so like... But like, legit, like... He's only a little bit older than the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
Which is... That's weird, right? Like, it's crazy. It's weird.
Oh man, we're 24. Isn't that
We
old?
are
we
in our
old now
pretty
at
much
24?
getting into the mid-20s. So, yes. But yeah, like... That's crazy
gotta
to
get-
think about.
I gotta get my quarter. Oh, I already had a bit of a quarter life crisis over COVID. We're good, man. I've already had it.
It's good. You're past it now. I guess I'll hit mine in about a year or so.
There you go.
Yeah, Joseph's a year older than me, so
I'm the old man of the
Oh,
group.
yeah.
That's why I have a mustache.
and I'm his little boy. I said that on. Yep.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
It's okay, son.
Daddy's here. Anyway.
You'll go brain strong one day. Keep eating your Rice Krispies.
And Slim Jims.
Eat your Slim Jims and
my-
grow up to be just as big and tall
I got
as old
I
Slim.
got meat, sugar, and
Sugar.
sugar and sugar. So I was gonna say carbs, but there's not really. Well, there probably is.
I
How
mean-
many carbs is in this?
I don't know. There's not enough. It's just like air and chocolate.
That's actually 30 grams.
But what? Sheesh.
Total carbohydrates.
This is incredibly
I
unhealthy.
mean, it's chocolate covered rice molded into a bar.
I will say I normally don't eat quite this unhealthy, but you know it's good to splurge. It's healthy to be unhealthy every once in a while, in my opinion.
Exactly. We had to do this because we haven't recorded in so long. So that's exactly why this is happening right now. But yeah, like,
And we know all of you, one viewer, misses us very much.
yes, absolutely. As you can see, we don't do this for the success. Because there is none. But
Amen,
it's rewarding at the same time. We haven't done this in so long, and I'm so happy that we're doing it.
Feels good, man. Feels
Yeah,
good.
man. I think that about wraps up this episode of the Jekyll's J podcast. Yeah, so lots of exciting things coming from Star Wars and Marvel. I think at the end of the day, the question still is, I think it'll be interesting to see how they tackle it.
Yeah, it's one of those where
Yeah.
you have a bit of excitement. I'm in, and not a lack of excitement, but I'm very cerebral about this watching forward, where I'm almost more interested in how Disney plays the game for the next couple years than I am the individual pieces of the movies and shows. I want to see...
They certainly can do it right. They
Yeah.
can.
Because
There's
they're
no
good
question
at it.
there.
Of course they're great at
No
it.
question there.
And
Yeah.
we're already seeing that with Disney Plus and the shows and all that, but I want to see how it plays out, and I want to see how well their moves work.
Yeah.
And so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So again, keep an eye out at the end of the year. Shang-Chi in September. We've already seen some trailers. Eternals, we haven't seen crud except for some people, some literally Marvel flashy images to a theme song. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. And we'll see that in November. Respectively, they're about 2 months apart, give or take a day or two. So we'll see what happens. But it'll be a busy fall, it looks like.
Yeah. Then end of the year,
Yep.
we get Christmas.
We do get Christmas, which comes wrapped in Tamara Morrison's face, which comes wrapped in Boba Fett's helmet, which comes wrapped in a Disney Plus series, which
Yes.
comes wrapped in a subscription monthly, which so
Amazing.
yeah, there's lots to unwrap. So keep your eyes peeled and make sure your subscriptions are up to date.
Don't worry, they'll make sure for you.
I was gonna say they'll remind you. Check your email address. Yeah.
Well, this is wonderful.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
is wonderful to be with you again.
I'm glad you met my hand because I was just going to keep moving my hand to
You
the
could
center of the
have
screen.
just put it like right on my face.
That's
good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Look
So-
at, see, I'm older. That's why I have bigger hands.
Oh yeah, that's
Your hands will grow to be my size one day.
they will because I'm still growing.
You're still growing, boy.
I'm still absolutely getting taller and taller every day.
You are gonna be so tall.
Yep.
Yes.
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 See you next time.
Merry Christmas.
Stay beautiful.